My dear student friends, in today's lecture, let's study the silkworm bed disinfectants. Contagious diseases in silkworms are one of the major constraints in achieving high silk productivity. Silkworm diseases are caused by microbial pathogens such as bacteria, fungus, microsporia and viruses. The common silkworm diseases are grassery, flachere, infectious flachere, densonucleosis, muscardine, aspergillosis, microsporiosis, etc. In India, it is estimated that loss due to different diseases based on their point prevalence level during 5th instar was 11.48, 14.86 and 14.5 kg per 100 DFLs during rainy, winter and summer seasons. The crop loss is mainly due to improper disinfection and unhygienic rearing conditions at the farmers level. During the course of silkworm rearing, there is every possibility of silkworm larvae getting infected either through contaminated mulberry leaf or through other sources of contamination. When a few silkworms are infected, they spread the pathogen within the host population along with feces, gut juice, bleeding due to injury or breakage of fragile skin, etc., causing secondary contamination in the silkworm colony, leading to epizootic condition. One diseased silkworm in a healthy population of 100 larvae early instar can spread the infection up to 44% in respect of nuclear polyhedrosis, 65% of pebrine, 100% infectious flachere and 100% of muscardine in a silkworm colony. The silkworm pathogen can persist in the rearing environment for a very long time to cause diseases in silkworms. Unless some curative or preventive measures are adopted during the rearing, this may ultimately lead to the increase in disease incidence resulting in crop loss. Generally, no foolproof curative measures are found feasible to control the diseases in silkworms, and hence the prophylactic measures are the best way to contain the diseases. The disinfection of rearing house and appliances prior to silkworm rearing destroys the persistent pathogen. However, the pathogens that are released into the rearing environments as well as those that could enter into the rearing house increases the pathogen load. In addition to room disinfection, periodical disinfection of silkworm body and rearing seat using an effective disinfectant becomes essential to kill those pathogens and prevent the disease of the silkworm. The enzootic diseases found in the silkworm colony is a threat to the sericulture industry, and hence in order to keep the disease outbreak at a minimal level, many prophylactic measures were evolved. One such major measure is the use of bed disinfectants. For better understanding the use of bed disinfectants, the topic is being explained into different aspects, and they are historical perspective, bed disinfectant formulations, Resham Keed Aushad, Labex, Sanjeevani, Suraksha, Vijayata, Resham Jyoti, Vijayata supplement, Shakti, Ankush, Sericillin, Musguard and prospects. Let us study these aspects one by one in detail. As a first step, let us look into the historical perspective. Certain chemicals applied to insect colonies inhibit pathogens by suppressing the pathogen growth in the colony. Adequate disease suppression in insect colonies can be achieved if pathogen growth is kept at minimum level. Many reports are available about the efficacy of different chemicals and fungicides against specific as well as all common silkworm diseases. There are a number of bed disinfectant formulations developed for the control of common silkworm diseases. Aoki in 1958 developed lime ceresan mixture for the control of silkworm diseases in Japan. Fukuhara in 1987 reported that in Japan a dust formulation Pufusol as a bed disinfectant is used for the control of various diseases. Novamani et al. In 1974 studied the efficacy of Pufusol mixture of paraformaldehyde and others as bed disinfectant against viral diseases of the silkworm. PBL mixture, that is a mixture of paraformaldehyde, benzoic acid and silicate lime in the ratio of 2:1:97 was found effective in controlling grassery in silkworm colonies by CSR&A Mysore in 1982. Sampson et al. In 1986 reported the efficacy of Captan, Dithenium 45 and formalin chaff against the spread of muscardine in silkworm population. Sohaf et al. In 1994 studied 7 fungicides for control of white muscardine disease of silkworm and suggested that treatment with Captan and Foltaf at 3% concentration is effective against muscardine. Rangasamy et al. In 2000 reported the results of screening of 4 fungicides, namely Dithane M45, Thiram, Cuman L and Kavach against Beauveria bassiana, and suggested that Dithane M45 at 2% was effective against white muscardine. The second aspect of our study is the bed disinfectant formulations. None of the diseases affecting silkworms can be cured after infection has set in. The use of one of the other type of bed disinfectants has been a regular practice in almost all the countries where sericulture exists. A large number of bed disinfectant formulations are in use to contain the disease development in silkworm colonies. Many of them are paraformaldehyde based and contain other antimicrobial agents. Periodical application of the disinfectants significantly prevents the spread of diseases during the rearing. The silkworms are most susceptible immediately after molt, as the peritrophic membrane lining the midgut is sloughed off during molt. Application of bed disinfectants at the beginning and after each molt is almost effective disease management practice. Silicate lime powder is dusted at the beginning of each molt. It also absorbs moisture and helps to regulate bed humidity during the molt. Silicate lime, being alkaline, is an effective viricide also. It denaturates viral proteins and viruses. General silkworm body and rearing seed disinfectants are dusted after every molt. These are antifungal, antiviral, antibacterial and antimicrosporidian preparations. These general bed disinfectants prevents the spread of silkworm diseases. To manage specific diseases such as fungal diseases, specific silkworm body disinfectants are used. Antifungal silkworm body and rearing seed disinfectants are also used as management practice against muscardine and aspergillosis disease during winter and rainy seasons. Now, let us study different commercially available bed disinfectants one by one. Resham Kit Aushadh, that is RKO. Resham Kit Aushadh is the first commercialized silkworm bed disinfectant in India in 1986, developed by Central Sericultural and Research Institute, Mysore. This powder formulation is effective in controlling the spread of nuclear polyhedrosis and muscardine in a silkworm colony. Application. Application should be done after molt and after thorough bed cleaning in 5th stage. Feed the worms 30 minutes after application. RKO should not be applied when fresh or uneaten leaves are left in the rearing bed. The quality of RKO required for 100 DFLs has been worked out to be 3.6 to 4 kg. Precautions. Eyes, nose and mouth should be protected while dusting. After dusting, hands should be thoroughly washed. RKO should be kept away from the reach of children and eatables. Labex. Labex is a mixture of commercial bleaching powder and silicate lime in the ratio of 3:97 for controlling silkworm diseases such as grassery and muscardine, which was developed by the Central Sericultural Research and Training Institute, Berhampur, West Bengal. It can be used as a routine prophylactic agent which ensures higher survival of worms, resulting in higher cocoon production. Application. Labex is applied once after each molt and once on 4th day of 5th instar. The mixture is taken in a piece of muslin cloth and dusted uniformly over the rearing bed at 4 grams per square feet area. Feeding is given after half an hour of dusting. About 3.5 kg of powder is required for rearing 100 DFLs. If infection is observed in the lot, the frequency of dusting may be increased to every alternate day and even daily except during molts. Precautions: protect with cloth or face mask while application of the mixture to avoid inhalation. Hands should be washed after use of the mixture. The mixture should always be stored in airtight containers. It should be kept away from children and foodstuffs. Sanjeevani. In order to reduce the contamination and the incidence of diseases during silkworm rearing, the KSSRDA Bangalore has formulated a bed disinfectant Sanjeevani for prevention and control of grassery and flutchery in silkworm rearing. This formulation is also popular as a powder. The field evaluation of Sanjeevani showed an improvement in cocoon yield of about 6 kg per 100 DFLs. Application: Sanjeevani must be used prior to brushing. For decontaminating rearing bed or trays, Sanjeevani must be dusted onto the empty rearing tray before brushing. The first dusting has to be done on the newly hatched larvae on the egg sheets itself. Subsequent dusting is done after every molt before receiving feeding. Feeding is resumed after a minimum duration of 30 minutes. Final dusting is done on the 4th day of 5th instar after thorough bed cleaning. Precautions: after each application, care should be taken to tie the pack airtight. Do not inhale during dusting. Protect eyes and nose adequately. Do not feed cattle and other animals with bed refuse. Suraksha. Suraksha is a bed disinfectant formulation recommended for the control of fungal diseases and to be used during winter season, which is developed by Karnataka State Sericultural Research and Development Institute, Bangalore. This is a cost effective and easy to use powder. Application of Suraksha can control muscardine during winter and will yield more cocoons to the tune of 10 to 12 kg per 100 DFLs. Application: Suraksha has to be dusted to empty rearing trays before brushing and immediately after hatching. After every molt and third or fourth day of 5th instar also, Suraksha should be applied. Subsequent dusting is done after every molt before resuming feeding. Feeding is resumed after a minimum duration of 30 minutes. Precautions: after each application, care should be taken to tie the packet airtight. Do not inhale during dusting. Protect eyes and nose adequately. Vijayada. Vijayada is a chemical product developed by Central Sericultural Research and Training Institute, Mysore, developed during 1995 to prevent infection and spread of the diseases during silkworm rearing. This rearing seed disinfectant formulation is effective against all silkworm diseases. This formulation is highly popular among sericulturists. Application: Vijayada is applied once after each molt and once on 4th day of 5th instar. Dust on silkworm body and rearing seed at 3 gram per square feet during first and second instars and at 5 gram per square feet during 3rd, 4th and 5th instars. About 4 kg of Vijayada powder is required for rearing 100 DFLs. Feeding is given after half an hour of dusting. Precautions: the mixture should always be stored in airtight containers. It should be kept away from the children and foodstuffs. Protect with cloth or face mask while application of the mixture to avoid inhalation. Hands should be washed after use of the mixture. Resham Jyoti. Resham Jyoti is a wide spectrum bed disinfectant against different silkworm diseases developed by Silkworm Seed Technology Laboratory, Bangalore. It can be dusted over the silkworms in the rearing beds. This helps in reducing the extent of contamination and spread of diseases during silkworm rearing, irrespective of the season. The application of this formulation has proved to be reducing the incidence of diseases and increases the cocoon yield significantly. Resham Jyoti can be used right from the time prior to brushing. The formulation does not have any pungent smell and can be applied without any discomfort. Resham Jyoti continues to be effective till next application. It is non-toxic to humans and animals in the recommended dose. It is biodegradable and eco-friendly. It does not have any cumulative toxicity on egg laying or silk recovery and the quality of the fiber. The formulation is effective against all common silkworm diseases. Application: the powder has to be taken in a piece of clean muslin cloth and dusted over the silkworms in the rearing bed. The first dusting has to be done on the newly hatched larvae on the egg sheets itself. Subsequently, dusting is done after every molt before resuming feeding. Feeding is resumed after a minimum duration of 30 minutes. Final dusting is done on the 4th day of 5th instar after thorough bed cleaning. Precautions: after each application, care should be taken to tie the packet airtight. Packet once opened should be utilized within that rearing period. It should be kept away from the reach of children. The cloth or duster is utilized for dusting Resham Jyoti exclusively used for the purpose only. Nose and mouth should be protected at the time of dusting. Vijayada supplement, developed and commercialized in 2001 by CSR&TI Mysore. This is an antifungal formulation to prevent spread of muscardine disease in the silkworms. This bed disinfectant prevents muscardine disease during rainy and winter seasons, to be used in addition to Vijayada. Application: dust on silkworm body and rearing seat at 3 grams per square feet in the early instars and 4 to 5 grams per square feet in the later stages. Dusting should be done after every molt and on 3rd day of 4th instar, 3rd day of 4th instar and 5th day of 5th instar. Alternatively, along with Vijayada also, the Vijayada supplement can be used by dusting Vijayada after every molt and on 4th day of 5th instar, and Vijayada supplement dusting on 3rd day of 4th instar, 2nd day of 5th instar and 6th day of 5th instar for the control of muscardine diseases. Precautions: the dusting should be done half an hour before resumption of feed. Do not dust when the silkworms are under molt or eatable leaves are available in the bed. After each application, care should be taken to tie the packet airtight. Packet once opened should be utilized within that rearing period. It should be kept away from the reach of children. Shakti. Shakti is an eco and user friendly bed disinfectant developed by Andhra Pradesh State Sericulture Research and Development Institute, Hindupur, in the year 2002. Shakti is a combination of inert carrier and organic disinfectants along with chemical disinfectants. This is effective against all silkworm diseases in all seasons. This does not emit pungent smell and is non-hazardous to users. Application: dust 3 kg for rearing and 6 kg for shoot rearing of 100 DFLs. Dust using a muslin cloth or duster uniformly over silkworms and rearing bed. Precautions: do not dust Shakti when silkworms are under molt. Keep away from children. Use preventive mask while dusting. Should not be dusted when there is eatable leaf in the bed. Ankush. Ankush is an eco and user friendly bed disinfectant developed in 2003 by Central Sericultural Research and Training Institute, Mysore. It is very effective against all silkworm disease causing pathogens. Ankush is an original indigenous mixture of eco-friendly chemicals and plant products in terms of ingredients, activity and application. Ankush prevents the spread of all silkworm diseases. With Ankush, additional application of bed disinfectants meant for controlling muscardine are not required, especially during rainy and winter seasons when muscardine outbreak is generally noticed. It is user friendly and application is very simple and easy. It has high adaptability at farmers level and can play an important role in prevention of loss due to diseases and stabilization of cocoon productivity at optimum levels. Ankush is not having any pungent or unpleasant odor. Application. Ankush is in powder form and its application is simple. Care should be taken to dust the bed disinfectant uniformly over the silkworms and in the rearing bed. It is dusted over the silkworm body and rearing seat using a duster or a muslin cloth at the rate of 3.5 grams per square feet bed area. Dusting has to be done after each molt. Additional dusting on 3rd day of 4th instar and 5th day of 5th instar is recommended. For tray rearing 4 kg and for shoot rearing 6 kg of Ankush is required for rearing 100 DFLs. Precautions. Do not dust bed disinfectants on the silkworms settled for molt or under molt. Do not dust when eatable mulberry leaves is available in the bed. While dusting, protect eyes, nose, ear and mouth. Wash hands thoroughly after dusting the disinfectants. Keep disinfectants out of the reach of children. Sericillin. Sericillin is a bed disinfectant formulated against the major diseases of silkworms caused by bacteria, fungus, microsporidea and viruses. This is a powder formulation with 3 chemicals in a definite proportion. Use of sericillin prevents secondary infection and saves 10 to 15% of crops with increase on yield to the tune of 4 kg per 100 DFLs. Application. Dust the sericillin powder with a muslin cloth on the silkworms at 3 to 4 gram per square feet of bed area. Dust after every molt and once on 4th day of 5th instar. Feeding should be given after 30 to 45 minutes of sericillin application. Precautions. The sericillin powder should be kept in an airtight plastic container. Care should be taken to avoid inhalation. Mustguard. Mustguard is a bed disinfectant formulation recommended for the control of fungal diseases by Karnataka State Sericultural Research and Development Institute, Bangalore. This formulation was recommended for use during winter season. This is a cost effective and easy to use formulation. Application of Mustguard can control muscardine during winter and will yield 8 kg more cocoons per 100 DFLs. Application. Mustguard has to be dusted to empty rearing tray before brushing and immediately after hatching. After every molt and the 3rd or 4th day of 5th instar also Mustguard should be applied. Subsequent dusting is done after every molt before resuming feeding. Feeding is resumed after a minimum duration of 30 minutes. Precautions. After each application, care should be taken to tie the packet airtight. Do not inhale during dusting. Protect eyes and nose adequately. Prospects. The use of bed disinfectants in the silkworm rearing is gaining popularity among farmers. The use of bed disinfectants is quite effective in reducing the spread of diseases and consequent improvement of cocoon yield. The most of the bed disinfectants currently in use are formulations with synthetic chemical components and raise concern to environment and users due to their health hazards, non-degradability, accumulation, etc. Therefore, there is a great scope for using plant-based components as a key constituent as well as major share in formulating bed disinfectants to address the above environmental and health concerns. Thus, the topic can be summarized that sanitization of silkworm rearing environments by disinfecting with chemical disinfectants is essential for successful disease-free rearing. Even after disinfection of the rearing house, rearing appliances and surroundings before the onset of rearing, there is every possibility of silkworm larvae get infected during the course of rearing, either through mulberry leaves or by other sources of contamination. It is therefore essential to kill or inactivate these pathogens existing in the rearing bed periodically by applying chemical formulations popularly known as bed disinfectants, and every precaution should be adopted while handling these bed disinfectants. Thank you.